These aren't your run-of-the-mill ski mask-wearing amateurs. These are masterminds, madmen, and sometimes grandpas with drills. We're diving into the top 10 craziest heists in history. And nope, not the ones you've heard a billion times. No trains, no Antwerp, no Saddam Hussein vaults. Just pure, undiluted, how did they even pull this off? Madness. Let's jump right in. Number 10. The Lufthansa heist. Picture this. A cold December morning at JFK Airport. Everyone's hustling, flights are taking off, and inside a cargo terminal, a group of mob-connected crooks is about to pull off what would become one of America's most legendary heists. In under an hour, they waltz in and snatch $5 million in unmarked cash and $875,000 in jewelry. That's more than $25 million today, all from a highly guarded Lufthansa vault. How? Inside intel from an airport worker. And here's where it gets juicy. The man behind it all was Jimmy Burke, later immortalized as Jimmy Conway in Goodfellas. But the real story, even darker. Almost everyone who helped him vanished or was murdered. Why? Jimmy didn't trust anyone to keep their mouths shut, so he shut them permanently. This wasn't just a heist, it was a mob movie that actually happened, and nobody got away clean. Number 9. The Carlton Hotel heist. This wasn't some hoodie-wearing smash and grab, this was high class. A man dressed in a hat and scarf strolls into the Carlton Hotel in Cannes during a diamond exhibition, carrying nothing but a briefcase and confidence. No guns fired, no alarms triggered. In less than a minute, he pulls out a gun, scoops up $136 million in diamonds, and strolls out the front door. That's not a heist, that's performance art. The exhibition was temporary, and security was, let's say, French-level chill. No suspects were caught, no diamonds were ever recovered. Some believe the thief was part of the Pink Panthers, an international jewel theft ring known for high-profile cinematic robberies. Honestly, I want this guy's audacity bottled and sold as cologne. Number 8. The Hatton Garden heist. It was Easter weekend, and London was quiet, but in the heart of the city, a group of retirees, all over 60, were staging one of the boldest break-ins in British history. They called themselves the Bad Grandpas. Armed with walkie-talkies, drills, and way too much time on their hands, they accessed the Hatton Garden safe deposit building. They disabled the elevator, rappelled down a shaft, and then drilled through 2 feet of reinforced concrete. Total haul, over £14 million in jewels, gold, and cash. These guys took 3 days, took snack breaks, took naps. One guy literally brought a flask of tea. It was like Ocean's 11 Retirement Edition. When the cops finally caught them, one officer said they were smart, but not smart enough to shut up about it. Turns out, old criminals still like to brag. Number 7. The Banco Rio heist. In a crowded bank in Buenos Aires, 5 armed robbers storm in, take 23 hostages, and demand negotiations. The police show up. It turns into a media frenzy. But after hours of tension, boom, silence. When police finally stormed the building, it was empty. The hostages were fine. The vault was cleaned out. The robbers? Gone. They escaped through a sophisticated tunnel system connected to the sewers where a boat was waiting for them. Even crazier, they left a handwritten note. In a neighborhood of rich people, without weapons or grudges, it's just money, not love. Who knew robbers could be so poetic? This wasn't just a robbery, it was theatrical genius. One of the thieves, years later, even sold the movie rights. Argentina's most romanticized crime? Yeah, probably this one. Number 6. The Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist. Move over gold bars. We're talking syrup barrels. Over the span of several months, a sticky band of thieves siphoned off nearly 3,000 tons of maple syrup from Canada's global strategic maple syrup reserve. A real thing, by the way. Value, over $18 million. How'd they do it? They rented a storage space right next to the reserve. Then they'd sneak in, steal syrup, and replace full barrels with water. Nobody noticed, for months, because let's be honest, who's going to weigh a barrel of syrup? Eventually, one employee noticed a leaky barrel, and the sticky truth spilled out. Over 20 people were arrested, and one was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Let that be a lesson. Never underestimate a Canadian with a sweet tooth and a forklift. Number 5. The Knightsbridge Safe Deposit Heist. If James Bond ever turned to crime, his name would have been Valerio Vice. This Italian playboy had it all: Ferraris, a model girlfriend, and a taste for expensive chaos. In 1987, he walked into the Knightsbridge Safe Deposit Center asking to rent a box. Once inside, he whipped out a gun, overpowered the staff, and let in his crew. They sealed off the vault, changed the closed sign on the front door, and went to work. Over the next few hours, they looted over 60 million in cash, gold, and valuables, equivalent to over 200 million today. Then, they vanished. 𝐬𝐿 fled to Latin America, but later returned to the UK to pick up one of his Ferraris. Guess what? Cops were waiting. He was arrested, sentenced, and later died in a shootout during a temporary prison release. Because of course the story ends with a shootout. This guy was born for cinema. Number 4. The Société Générale tunnel heist. In 1976, a man named 𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵 pulled off what the French press called the heist of the century. Why? Because he didn't just rob a bank, he dug his way into it. When Bastille Day weekend arrived, they made their move. While the bank was closed for the holiday, the crew broke into 400 safe deposit boxes, stealing cash, jewels, documents, and who knows what else. Haul estimated 10 million back then, nearly 50 million today. And get this, on the vault wall, they spray-painted a message: without hatred, without violence, and without weapons. The real kicker? 𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵 was arrested, but during a court hearing, he jumped out a window, landed on a parked car, and escaped on a motorcycle. He lived as a free man in South America for the rest of his life. No joke. The man James Bonded his way out of justice. Number 3. The 𝐬𝐵𝐵𝐿 Art Museum heist. This one wasn't loud. It didn't involve tunnels or helicopters or police standoffs. It was a Swiss job. Quiet, clean, and classy. In 2008, just before closing time, 3 men in black coats walked into the 𝐬𝐵𝐵𝐿 Art Museum in Zurich, one of Europe's finest private collections. While one held the staff at gunpoint, the others walked straight into the main gallery and hand-picked 4 paintings off the walls. Not just any paintings. We're talking about works by Cézanne, Degas, Monet, and Van Gogh. Combined value, 163 million. They didn't run. They strolled out like they'd just bought them, and the heist was over in under 3 minutes. The museum was devastated, Switzerland was stunned, and art lovers worldwide lost their minds. Number 2. The Swedish helicopter heist. Okay, this is where Michael Bay meets Ocean's 11 in Sweden. It's 5:15 a.m. in Västberga, a quiet suburb of Stockholm. A stolen Bell 206 Jet Ranger helicopter descends from the sky, smashes through the skylight of a G4S cash depot, and 3 masked men rappel in like Navy SEALs. They don't just steal the cash, they own the building, using explosives to blow through doors, grabbing bags of money and hightailing it back up to the chopper. Cops on the ground, helpless. They just stood there and watched the heist unfold from below like it was a Netflix special. Total take, just under 5 million. But honestly, this one's about style points. Number 1. The Boston Stratosphere heist. It's 1980, Logan International Airport in Boston. A group of thieves, posing as cargo handlers, managed to hijack an entire commercial aircraft cargo hold before it could be loaded for an overseas flight. They didn't just break into a vault, they broke into a plane. The operation was timed down to the minute. They used forged uniforms, fake work orders, and even forged airport clearance badges. Inside that plane, over 1.5 million in cash, gold bars, and rare postage stamps being sent to Europe. They knew exactly what flight, what cargo container, and when it would be unguarded. Within 45 minutes, the thieves were gone, driving off in a van like nothing ever happened. No alarms, no damage, just poof, gone. The FBI chased leads for years but never cracked the case. The only evidence left behind, a single glove, and a lot of angry insurance agents. Even today, the Boston Stratosphere heist remains one of the least talked about, but most impressive robberies ever pulled off. It wasn't loud, it wasn't violent, it was surgical, like stealing from the gods while they weren't looking. So what do you think was the most insane heist of all time? Drop your favorite in the comments, smash that like button, and hit subscribe for more wild, untold stories from the real world. Until next time, keep your paintings locked up and your skylights reinforced.